next, let's queer up the USA View. Senator John Fetterman pulls support of Philly LGBTQ plus center and Libs of TikTok celebrates. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman faced scrutiny after appearing to withdraw support from funding the William Way LGBTQ plus Community Center. However, Fetterman clarified that a letter was sent without his knowledge. Far-right figures, including Chaya Rychik and Libs of TikTok, targeted the funding, citing claims about the center's kinky activities. Following the tweet, Libs of TikTok celebrated what appeared to be a change of heart by the Pennsylvania Democrat. They circulated a letter sent by Senator Fetterman to the chairperson of a Senate Appropriations Committee subcommittee. In the letter, Fetterman stated that after conducting additional review, he announced his decision to retract support and request the removal of a specific funding project for the fiscal year 2024 congressionally directed spending. In a statement to the Advocate, Fetterman elaborated on his decision and emphasized his ongoing support for the William Way LGBT Community Center in Philadelphia. However, he clarified that the withdrawal of support was based on strategic considerations. He asserted that the center should not be penalized for conducting legal activities among consenting adults. The Advocate contacted the William Way LGBT Community Center to inquire about its programming, and a spokesperson for the center conveyed disappointment over Fetterman and Senator Bob Casey's withdrawal of support, while also denouncing extremist false portrayal of the center. Okay, so this is politics, so there's always more deeper into the situation.
There's always more to it, right?
There's a lot more to it. Now, apparently, the situation is there's three things that developed. One, a letter was sent out after the Libs of TikTok went berserk over the funding. And somebody on the senator's, on Fetterman's staff said, oh, we're backing off from this, without his being involved.
Without his knowledge.
Without his knowledge or him being involved in the decision-making. Upon Fetterman's investigation, it was decided that $1 million was being requested by this congressional group for the center, for adding on to the center and improving the center physically with the plan to the building. Not programming, but the actual physical plant. And Fetterman had been told that in no way, shape, or form was this going to pass. It was going to be eliminated from this particular moment. And so he withdrew it, knowing that in the next round, he had a better chance of getting money for this organization. In the meantime, the Libs obviously ran with it and said said he gave up. We win.
Look, a Democrat came over to us.
And then at the same point, they also made the accusation that the center was doing something illegally by having a kinky session in their facility, and the William Way Center said, no, that's against our standards, and this group meets here, yes, but they meet here monthly. They don't have sex here, they just meet here.
A bondage group, like you said.
Yeah, it was some sort of a sexually focused group, like a bondage group. Mm-hmm. So it was, again, the Libs of TikTok running with 10% knowledge and making a bigger scene out of it. So,
At this point, that woman will not stop at anything.
Right.
First, she rails against the indoctrination of kids. But the bondage group has nothing to do with kids. It's about consenting adults.
Right.
The truth is, their ultimate goal is not about kids. It's not about indoctrination. It's essentially erase LGBTQ plus people from social, political, and daily life. They don't want to hear from us. They don't want us to be visible. Yeah. They want us to scurry back into our closet we should be scared of them like the bloody 1950s or something.
No, and it hurts so much that it's Philly. I love Philly. Have you ever been to Philly? Philly is so quaint, great food, fantastic people, but there's a lot of poverty there, and there's a lot of marginalized people there that need this center. Drug use is rampant in Philly. It's like ground zero for a lot of meth use and stuff like that. And, LGBTQ plus people don't have anywhere to go. They can't go to just regular places and get help. That is what the center provides for them. And you're going to take that money away from those people that so need it.
Well, the center provides a lot of programs.
And maybe next time around, they'll be able to.
Right. And Fetterman has stated that he still supports the group and he's still actively pursuing. They were asking for $1 million for the physical plant and improvements. And so he's still actively pursuing that. So he's still supporting the community. It's just everyone needs to do their homework and quit just taking a 10-second TikTok video and running with it.
I mean, congressional appropriations is a horse trade. It's a horse trade, and politics is rarely transparent. It's extremely obscure. It's basically members of, congressional members trading back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
The withdrawal of funding for this round doesn't mean that
they're not going to get it.
For the next
doesn't
round.
mean that.
And that's what Mr. Fetterman actually said. He says there's a better chance in the next round of appropriations that we can get this money as I so desperately want to provide.
And I'm so glad that you added that to the story, buddy, because now, you can just hear people in our community going, that Fetterman, I can't believe him, blah, 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 without knowing all the information, right? Okay, he's took a step back, hoping that next time around he can
and working hard for it. So we need to support our allies, and we need to do our homework when we hear somebody's being knocked before we start screaming.
Yes, sir.
Glad we got the facts up.